If your mood goes up and down based on your partner or your kids, if you find yourself being very reactionary, you need to take some preventative measures, and these are your preventative measures. So picture this. Your partner comes home, maybe they were at work, maybe they were grocery shopping or something, and as soon as they walk in, you can tell that they are in a crap mood. You can tell they're frustrated, they don't come and greet you the way they normally would, and you know, like, oh, it's gonna be one of those nights. So let's talk about how to shift it, because what normally happens is, my guess is that your partner comes home in a terrible mood. They maybe say something that you then take offense to, you get upset, they get upset, you're both kind of going back and forth, then you're feeling guilty because the kids are listening, or you either just like shut down and decide not to talk to them at all, or you get into this sort of argumentative space that feels bad for both of you. And no matter what happens, whether you shut down or start arguing, there's tension in the air, and it's just not the type of environment that you really want, because what you want is peace, and what you want is happiness, and what you want is a stable, secure relationship. So if you tend to fall into this marital trap that happens to the best of us, let's talk about what you can do instead, okay? And I'm going to ask you to do some things that are different, some things that call for you to take responsibility over your own feelings and create kind of a container for yourself so that you're not being pulled down by your partner's bad mood. I'm going to ask for you to do some of those things in this video. So I'm going to give you some techniques. Try it out. It's going to seem really difficult at first. You may fail a few times, but if you keep trying, you will slowly start to see that you actually have more agency over the situation than originally you might have thought. So the very first thing you can do, and you can practice this whether your partner is in a good mood or a bad mood, the very first thing you can do is you can create a energetic bubble around you. This energetic bubble is your protective shield. It keeps your emotions intact. It allows you to feel how you feel, and it allows you to, more importantly, choose how you feel. So if you find that your mood tends to go up and down depending on what your partner's like and what your partner's doing and what your partner's saying, then this energetic shield is going to be so important for you. So imagine this shield. It's like a bubble and it's around you. What color is it? Maybe it's pink and shimmery. Maybe it's dark blue. Maybe it's just clear, right? Imagine what material is it? Is it like a really thick metal? Is it a sheer kind of curtain type material? Imagine what this bubble looks like and feels like. And imagine that it's just containing your energy. Whatever your partner is saying to you, whatever your kids are saying to you, whatever your boss is saying to you, wherever you're using this emotional bubble, whatever anyone is saying to you, it just sort of bounces off of this emotional bubble. You hear it, you can respond to it, but you don't let it impact your emotional state. Okay, so this is an exercise that you can do all throughout the day. You can do it as many times as you remember. It helps you to imagine that your own emotions are contained in the bubble, and no matter what's going on outside of you, you are choosing how you want to feel, what you want to think, and the state of mind that you want to be in. When you have this protective bubble around you, you will find it just a little bit easier to maintain your own emotional regulation, to breathe when your partner is being snarky. You can use it as a visual aid to let yourself know that even though something's going on with my partner, I don't need to rise and fall with it. I can show up with empathy and I can be here for my partner, but I don't actually need to be personally impacted by their state of mind. Next, you want to be really intentional about the emotional state that you are in, about the traits that you want to bring into your day. So what you can do is every time there's a transition, so let's say you're transitioning from work to home, or you're transitioning from doing the dishes to playing with the kids, or you're transitioning from putting the kids to bed to hanging out with your spouse, right? You or your long-term partner. You want to be able to show up how you want to show up, not as a reaction to someone else. It's not like, oh, well, if my partner's in a good mood, then I can be in a good mood. It's like, I get to choose how I want to show up right now. So as you're in these transitional stages, as you're saying, okay, I'm transitioning from one activity to the next, just take 5 seconds and take a deep breath and think to yourself, what trait do I want to bring out in this next segment of my life? Maybe it's fun. Maybe it's I want to be loving. Maybe it's I want to be curious. I want to be really curious about what's going on in my kids' lives or my partner's life. Maybe it's I want to be open. I want to share about my day. I want to share about, the things that happen to me. So when you have this protective bubble and then you've decided what emotional trait you want to bring out, what characteristic you want to bring out of yourself in the coming segment, now you have some stability. Now you have a place to ground yourself, because if your mood goes up and down based on your partner or your kids, if you find yourself being very reactionary, you need to take some preventative measures. And these are your preventative measures. This bubble and your decision to bring a certain characteristic out, those very simple, small shifts that you're making will have a huge impact. It'll give you an anchor so that when your kid or your partner's emotions start to fluctuate and you notice yourself drifting, you can bring yourself back. Oh, wait, I want it to be loving. How do I show up in a loving way right now? How do I protect my own emotions not so that I can separate from my partner, but really so that I can maintain stability, so I can actually be a better partner to my spouse than one who's just going to get upset because they're upset. If I can maintain my emotional stability, they can rely on me, right? They can rely on me to calm them down or to listen to what they're saying or to help them regulate their emotions. If I'm up and down with them, I can't do that. And same with your kids, right? If I'm up and down with my kids, I can't be that stable, sturdy leader that they need. So let me decide who I'm going to show up as. Let me protect my own emotions. And then I can actually be a better partner, a better parent, a better self. I can show up as the self that I want to be. And it doesn't depend on anyone but me. If you want to learn more about how to have a stable, peaceful, happy relationship, check out my e-course, Fight Way Less, Connect Way More. Link is in the description below. So I hope that was helpful. I totally know what it's like to get into those states. I know how draining it can be for both partners and for the kids. Your kids might start to be irritable and cranky at that time as well, and then nobody's having a good time. So I know how important it is for you to kind of work on this cycle. And I also know that one person can make a huge difference, because as you change your part of the relationship dynamic, the whole system changes, and your partner and your kids have to change as well in response. If you're not participating in the escalation, then that's going to change the dynamic of your relationship. So give it time. It's not going to work after 1 or 2 times. It'll probably take 5 or 10 times, but keep doing it. It'll help you feel better. It'll help your partner have a place that's stable, and it'll help you eventually have a place that's stable as well, and your kids. So let me know how this worked for you. You can reach out at jenathrani.com. Oh, and subscribe, share this with someone who you think could be helpful for. Share it with your partner if you want to get on the same page. I'll see you in the next video.